Hello and welcome to the StrangePlay news show for the second week of November 2017. I'm Rick.
I'm Simon.
And our first story of this week is that Amazon UK customers are really pissed off because their Xbox One X pre-orders haven't been arriving. Right, so Amazon have been blaming stock issues, and I'm not surprised by this at all because Amazon are absolutely notorious for, I suppose, allowing people to overorder. They did it with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, where they'll put pre-orders up before they know how many they're actually getting from their supplier.
Yeah, before they know what their allocation is, they just sell everything.
Yeah, and then people who have pre-ordered with them, if you pre-ordered a little bit later than everyone else, then you're fucked, basically.
Yeah.
What do you think to this debacle?
I think for the people that have taken days off work to ensure that they're in while this package arrives, they're going to be well fucking annoyed, aren't they?
Yeah, basically.
You've lost a day's holiday to fucking sit and do nothing except get angry and, fucking rant on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, I think it's just awful.
And Amazon are fucking useless at dealing with it as well.
From their side.
Yeah.
See, I've never really had anything not arrive on the day it's meant to. The worst I've ever had is Sunset Overdrive and Gears of War that I ordered for Xbox One turned up like super late. And when I'm talking like super late, I'm talking like 9 PM, 10 PM at night. Just like a hit and run, straight through door and, on. I've never had out like this happen to me.
Was that with Prime?
Yep.
Because I found that since I've signed up to Prime, my deliveries don't come until about 4, 5, 6 PM now.
Yep.
It's fucking stupid. It's like you pay so much a year for this service that's basically yodel.
See, with Prime, sometimes I'll get stuff at like, and I'm not kidding, 7 AM. Like, they'll be knocking on the door at 7 AM, and you're like fucking dragging you out of bed. And then other times, like I say, it's 10 o'clock. I mean, that is in the extremes. Normally, it's noonish.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is unacceptable, innit? They're not even delivering. They can't deliver because they don't have the fucking stock.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's not going to get better, though, is it? It's not something that's going to get better because they're always going to do it.
Yeah. They're always going to oversell on what allocation they have.
Yeah.
Moving from one shitstorm to another, all Take-Two games from now on will have recurrent microtransactions in them.
Right, what does that mean?
It means, essentially, loot boxes, or some sort of, purchase that you can make over and over and over again. So, for example, if they were to go back and do it to Borderlands 2, they'd monetize the keys, the golden keys, for the loot chest.
Right.
Instead of giving them out free, they go, hey, you can buy a loot key. I think this is really, really fucking bad. They've learned all the wrong lessons from Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. It's just such a shitty time to be part of this hobby where everything's they just try to fucking nickel and dime everything. And the thing is, like, when you look at what they can do to the games that they have, the damage that this is going to do to the games as well is that, say like Borderlands 3 comes out, the whole point of that game is to go and earn your loot. Go rifling around the world, kill the enemies, kill the bosses, and get, the best rolls on the best drops. If you can just fucking go up to a chest and just plough money into it until you've got the best drops, like, what's the point in playing the game? It confounds me, honestly confounds me.
Yeah, now, to quote Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, this quote really bothers me. He says, and I quote, "One of the things we've learned is if we create a robust opportunity and a robust world in which people can play delightfully in a bigger and bigger way, they will keep coming back. They will engage, and there is an opportunity to monetize that engagement." That
part when he says they will engage sounds like, the gun owners, like the gun manufacturers in Borderlands, like it's really satirical. And Grand Theft Auto as well, like, the spin that they put on stuff. He sounds like a fucking supervillain, doesn't he?
Well, that's the thing. Just from that quote, it's painfully obvious that he doesn't view the fans of his games as anything, not even as customers, just as numbers.
They're just tits to be fucking milked, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just statistics, and they will engage. Fuck off.
Yeah, it makes me... Oh, man. You ask anyone when they say, oh, there's a gaming show coming up, what do you want announced? It's like Borderlands 3. I've been asking for Borderlands 3 for fucking years. And news like this is just making me err on the side of caution because...
Yeah, I can imagine.
it's all fucking dubious. Like, it's dubious manoeuvres and, like, I don't want to be fucking, porn in that.
But I think we should move on to some good news now. If you're a fan anyway. IO Interactive have confirmed that there's a new Hitman in the works. IO Interactive CEO Hakana Brack has said, and I quote, "We're making great progress. We have exciting new features and some franchise firsts, which we can't wait to tell you about. We don't plan to start talking about that until some point in 2018. So, that's cool. There's a new Hitman game, but is this going to be a new game from the ground up? Or is this going to be... You know how they've just done Hitman that was episodic?
Yeah.
And that was like Season 1. Is this going to be Season 2? And will Season 2 just have like new features and, you know, be an upgraded version?
Hopefully, I hope it'll be a new game. Like a whole, package.
Yeah.
I think when they were working for Square Enix, they sort of got strong-armed into doing that. And it didn't work out for them. The thing you've got to remember is, when you're releasing episodic games, is that you have a window of opportunity, for selling.
Yeah.
And if your window of opportunity clashes with any other games, you are losing out on potential customers.
Yeah.
So I know people that were like, oh, Hitman's out, but there's an event on for Overwatch. So instead of playing Hitman, they went and played Overwatch. And when you break that up over like 4 or 5 parts or however many it came in, you are fragmenting people's time. I know a lot of people's complaints, well, they bought like the first one, or they bought the season pass, played the death out of the first instance, and when the second instance come out, it were like, oh, I forgot how to do this, you're basically having to learn to play the game again. And while that mode delivery works for stuff like Telltale's games, with The Walking Dead and what have you, because you just basically...
Well, they're essentially just point-and-click games.
Yeah, like, there's no skill involved. You can... It don't matter, Joe, you can't really fail.
Yeah.
These instances where you can die and stuff, but you don't have to be fucking, like, a memory man.
The mechanics aren't complicated.
Yeah, whereas in these types of games, your memory needs to be fresh.
Yeah.
And fucking leaving 2 and 3 months in between episodes is just really, really bad for, retaining a player base. Just put it all out in one go. Like, that's the best way to deal with it. What do you think?
Cool. Like, I haven't played a Hitman game since Blood Money.
Arguably the best one.
The new one seemed fun, but to be honest, the episodic delivery
put me
off.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me. I bought it when it were all out for beans.
Like, if it comes out on like a PlayStation Plus or something, I'll pick it up. But this is great news though for people who are fans of it. So IO are an independent company now, so they're going to be free to do more of what they want to do in the style that they want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck to IO, going independent again.
Hopefully it pays off.
Yeah, hopefully it pays off, and I look forward to seeing what the next iteration of Hitman will be like, and if it'll be something that's more to my taste. Back
to Strauss Zelnick's shitfest. Grand Theft Auto 5 becomes the biggest selling game ever in the USA.
That's not surprising.
No figures, but when you look at how many copies it sold, it's a shoo-in, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. Like, even now, 4 years after its release, it still makes its way into top 10 of the week sales.
Yeah.
Because Grand Theft Auto Online has quite a massive following, and people are picking it up and getting into online. Because this is the thing as well. If someone bought it, played online, had fun, but then got rid of it, they're seeing how much online's changed, and then people are going out and buying it again, so they can jump back on to the online.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. I know people that finished it on last gen and then bought it again just so they could play online.
That as well. Because it's on 2 different generations, people are buying multiple copies of it.
It's got a super high retention rate on it on people. Like...
Oh, big time. And yeah, a big part of that is due to the popularity of online.
And I'm supporting the online as well. Like, it's just had so much fucking content put into it.
Yeah. Have you ever played the online?
I have spent a lot of time online. I once did a count up. If you were to buy all the things that I bought in game just by playing, I would be worth something like 200 quid in shark cards.
Really?
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm small fry as well. If you were to buy everything in that game, you'd need thousands, I reckon, by this point.
Yeah, back to the story though. That does not surprise me at all. The fact that it's the best-selling game in the US. A couple more weeks, it'll be the best-selling game in history, world over.
You reckon?
Yeah. Or maybe not a few weeks, but end of the year, end of next year.
Yeah, once it's reached its plateau and it's not selling anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to top out at some point.
But that just goes to show the quality of that game.
Yeah, it is a really, really good game. Like, genuinely good game.
So I can't wait for 6 to be fucked with just microtransactions and...
And Red Dead Redemption 2 as well.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Boxes dropping from the sky in front of your horse. Just like the real West.
Right, moving on. EA Sports games might not release every year as new games. So, they're starting to look at how the East does things, Korea and China. And what they're doing over there is they'll release a base game and it'll stay the base game for 3 or 4 years and they'll incrementally do it, like build on it every year. Whereas in the West, what they do is it's like, oh, here's FIFA 16, here's FIFA 17, here's FIFA 18. You got like, even though they're only small increments, it's still 50 fucking quid a chuck.
Yeah.
Or wherever amount they are. Bloomberg interviewed Wilson and was asked, would there ever come a day where you don't release new titles on your franchises every year and just release online content like Take-Two does with Grand Theft Auto? And his response was, I quote, the short answer is yes. There's a few different things that have gotten to happen first. We do a lot in a FIFA game every year and a lot in a Madden game. There's a lot of code we can make available as part of the new iteration. But when you look at what we do in Korea or China, we don't do it that way. Every 4 years, we release a new big code drop and we offer incremental changes over time. So that's what we see in Korea and China. That's what we see in mobile. I think there's a world that might also happen in other parts of our business. I think that this is a good move from them.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I've said this for fucking years and years. We don't need a FIFA every year. We don't need a Madden. We don't need fucking NHL. All that shit. Everyone's online now. You're putting them on machines that have got online capabilities. Use them. Stop fucking putting discs out, that cost a bastard fortune, and just patch the game.
Yeah.
Especially since you are making fucking major coinage off the fucking microtransactions on these things. Like, let that fund the development.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, having a game or like a base code out there for like 3 or 4 years maybe, and then if they just do patches every year to update it, what's to stop them still charging 50 quid for it? I mean, it's EA. I wouldn't put it past them.
They could do that. They could very well do that. I'd like to think that people wouldn't buy into that.
Yeah. To be honest, even if they did like a content patch for it,
and it were like 20 quid or 30 quid or something.
I was literally going to say 20 quid. If it was 20 quid and they were like, here's this, it's essentially a new game. We've updated all the names in it, we've updated the code, we've tweaked this, that and the other, we've done everything that comes in a new game.
Yeah.
20 quid, because there's no physical stuff, and yeah, there's all the microtransactions in it, but you're getting a budget game, so have at it. I think that'd be a good idea.
I think the best way to do it is stimulate the people that have bought the game. So instead of cutting people out every 12 months, just say, oh, there's your update patch. Fucking Ronaldo's moved to wherever, and his stats have gone up and down, or fucking whatever has happened in football this year. It's free, just to keep the community from fragmenting. But there's these things, we've got, like the foot stickers, or the foot packs that they open, or the Madden packs, or whatever they choose to put in. Say, look, these have like got seasons on them now, so like a football season goes from like September to fucking July or whatever. Say, look, their season, 19, this is season 20, this is season 21, and just fund them that way, because they're making so much money off them things, and they're bound to make more if you build a thing round, the whole like building a team that's up to date and current. Like, I don't know. I think you're going into fucking weird ground though there, because for that sort of idea to happen, you've to have cards that expire. I mean, they sort of expire anyway now, because you buy like FIFA 16 and say like you get Gareth Bale in a card pack. In FIFA 17, you have to get him again. If you know what I mean. So like he's expiring. He don't transfer across games. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do there. I'd like to see them tidy it up though, because as it is now, they're fucking making landfill. Because after fucking 1 year, all that shit gets traded in and never gets bought again. It just fucking sits on shelves. You've been to CEX or Game, what it's like.
You say that, but right here next to me on my shelf, I have a copy of FIFA 06 that I bought when I started doing the channel, because I needed a case for Klonoa 2 that I bought off eBay.
So it was cheaper to buy a copy of FIFA than it was just to buy a case.
It was 35p in CEX for FIFA 06. So I bought it for the case, but I've still got the game.
Oh.
Anyway, keeping with EA for our final story, and this is one that I'm a bit concerned about. EA is buying Titanfall developer Respawn Entertainment. Now, to me it makes sense because Respawn are doing a Star Wars game, which of course EA own. So the fact that they've brought them in makes sense, but I'm really worried about it because of what's just happened to Visceral.
Right, I have a theory about Respawn. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Western Zampella, part of Infinite Ward,
Yes.
got creative differences, decided to go, fuck this, we're out of here, bye. Right? Then you look at what happened between them leaving and what happened with Call of Duty. Titanfall started coming out, and we started getting snippets of it, and it's like, oh, this is what's happening, right? And Call of Duty were like, oh shit. They look like they know where the market's going, because Western Zampella knew that the market was going, to like Modern Warfare style, like current day leanings with the first person shooter market, right? And I think Activision saw what Titanfall were doing before it came out, and they were like, shit, we better jump on that job before it happens, before they steal the market share away from us, right? The first game comes out, it's a critical like darling, but it don't do too well because its situation, it's on a console that's not selling as many units as the PlayStation.
Yeah, it's multiplayer only as well.
Yeah, like it's got flaws to it, but Activision carry on with that idea, and Titanfall 2 comes out, and it's all singing, all dancing, and both of them fail, right? Because Western Zampella have misjudged what the mass market wants, because by all of accounts, Titanfall 2 is really fucking good, like really good.
I think Titanfall 2 failed because it was released slap bang in between Battlefield 1 and fucking Call of Duty.
There's that as well.
You've got the two ones that people care about, the one that didn't do so well. The fact it was a sequel put on a different system, people on the PS4 hadn't played the first one, that was suicide. That was a fucking dumb idea.
You have this myriad of like issues, all culminating in what's happening, and I think Western Zampella have gone, shit. Yeah, okay, I think it's time to cash his chips out now. And that's why they've sold. That's what I think's happened here. They know that, the dreams essentially ended with Titanfall 2. They know it's not going to go any further, and they're going to sell out and do the Star Wars game, and then in like 3 or 4 years' time get fucking shuttered.
Well, they're working on a Titanfall game, and they're doing that Star Wars title.
Yeah.
They've got a VR game as well, so they're working on stuff, and like EA must think that there's potential in the company still, that Titanfall's still a big enough title to support, and the fact that they're buying them out and basically going, okay, you're our studio now, they're seeing the potential in them, and it's almost as if they realised that the fuck up that happened with Titanfall 2 in the release window and the poor sales and everything is kind of their fault.
Possibly.
So now they're supporting them, but I'm worried about this Star Wars title. To be honest, like,
it's all about Star Wars with you, innit? We've got it in every fucking episode.
Hey, it's better than fucking loot boxes. Like, this is what's concerning me. So you've got Battlefront 2 coming out, multiplayer. You've got the Visceral game that got pivoted and is now rumoured to be a games as service fucking thing. They want it to be Destiny, and it's like, cool, 2 multiplayer Star Wars games, and then this one. It's like, well,
they're going to saturate the market.
Yeah, with multiplayer Star Wars games, because this isn't going to be a fucking single-player adventure game, is it?
I have no idea.
This is going to be more of the same that they're already doing. And it's like, fuck's sakes. Yeah, I love Star Wars, but give it a rest. Well, I'm already concerned because they've just announced a new trilogy. And I'm like, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing.
Like I mentioned, you can milk the tits too much, so you can kill something off.
Yeah, so this is good news for Respawn. I've met a couple of the guys in the past, and they're really nice people, so I'm glad that they're getting the support as part of the EA umbrella, but at the same time, a little bit concerned. Well, that seems like as good a place as any to leave it. We've run out of news for this week, so thank you for listening. Join us next week, and we will see you then.
Goodbye.